mean, we always go the same length, but hopefully my tablet doesn't die. I didn't realize how low the battery was, but I got the.
God, dude, you are fucking me today with this shit.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to fuck you over today, but it happened. So, Mac, I think I've been wrong about something.
What's that?
I think I might have to revisit mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Really? This is interesting.
Yeah. So I like mint and chocolate together. Like like Thin Mints are great. Anytime you have like any sort of like cookie or like Andes mints, like all that stuff, mint and chocolate pairs so well together. It's just, I normally don't care for the mint flavored ice cream. But today I needed a little midday snack. And so I picked up a protein bar, and the particular brand I got, I like most of the flavors that I've had. And yeah, I noticed that they had a like mint chocolate chip protein bar, and I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. And it was pretty freaking good. I was like, damn.
Well.
Yeah, so
how the turntables.
Yeah, I mean, don't give me too much shit, because I'm fully admitting that I could be wrong about this. So we'll see.
You're most likely wrong about this.
I most likely am, and I'm admitting that. I'm owning this, Mac. I'm owning up to it.
I'm still gonna make you feel bad about it.
I mean, that's fine. I can make you feel bad for not putting the image up on the drive this week, so it's fine.
Did I forget?
We're even. Yeah.
Uh-oh, these nuts.
It happens. What's going on with you, man?
Not much. Just being the best me I can be, you know.
Right, like you are most of the time.
I mean, you know, it depends on how I'm feeling, but usually.
Right. Man, I had something happen to me today. I was not planning on talking about this today, but it is freaking gold. Guess who I ran into today?
Joe?
Close. Someone we used to work with. He now works at one of my accounts, so I'm going to see him on a somewhat regular basis.
I hope it's Marco.
It is not Marco, although he did move back to town. No, it is our old boy Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah. So he's working at one of my accounts. I walked in there and he was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And I mean, he was friendly enough to me, but he was also friendly with me to my face. He just talked shit about me behind my back that when we worked together. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, that dude kind of blew my mind. I've got myself into a little bit of a predicament, and I'm not really sure what to do about it. I think the best course of action is no course of action, but I would like to know what you and our listeners think about this. Okay. So I've got, it's not actually one of my accounts, so I'm not in there very often. Maybe like once, I don't know, every other week, every 3 weeks, something like that. And there's an employee that works at this store. They, I've seen them on occasion, but I don't really need to interact with them. So I don't know what their name is. And I'm gonna have to cover up a little bit of this because I don't want to specify too many details because it'll give away where I work. But my biggest selling brand that I've got is the name of the wine is it's got a man's name as a man's first name as the name of the wine. And super popular. And a lot of times when I'm in other accounts, people will ask me like, oh, do you carry this or do you carry that? Or are you the representative for wine XYZ? So I'm standing there and I'm putting out an order, and she walks by me and she kind of like points to me and she's like, oh, hey, are you? And then inserts the name of the wine, the person's name. And and I was like, yeah. And she's like, cool, got it. And then just kept walking. And I was like, I wonder if she thought that that was my name.
It sounds like she thought that was your name.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she for sure did. But I didn't see her again. And then I didn't see her again until last Friday. And it was a weird situation. I had this really noisy cart that was just making I couldn't hear anything. And I'm wheeling this order out, and I see her, and she's like, oh, hey, Josh, I remembered. And or something like that, because I couldn't completely hear her over the noise. And like, I wasn't going to stop because like it took a lot of momentum to get this squeaky cart moving in the first place. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just correct her like when she walks by me. Nope. Didn't see her again until I was headed out, and she was like 50 feet away and just waved at me. So I don't know what to do about this situation. I have this person
you're just Josh now.
I'm going to have to see this person at some point, and they think my name is a name that is not mine. So do I just roll? I just roll with it, or do I correct her?
No, your name is Josh now.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll go with that. I like it. That's me. Right on. But
good old Josh. What a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, how's your video coming?
Pretty well. I'm getting into the later, deeper parts of it. I don't think it should be too much longer until it's done. If I can really keep on track this week, I think it's not impossible that I could get it done this week.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You've been talking this one up for a while.
Well, it's been a long time coming. I started this script back in fucking December, like
something like that. Yeah.
Took me a long ass time to write the script and get that shit figured out. And once I got it all together, I worked really hard to like get it ironed out and memorize it and get it filmed, and the editing process is taken. It's weird, but like I've talked about it before. Like I always feel like a certain sense of like laziness or like a failure to get a video out if I don't get a video out in like a certain amount of time, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not for lack of trying. Like I've legitimately been working on this video for pretty much like 4 months,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy to think about, that it's finally like almost here.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what's going on. Lily may or may not have thrown up on the carpet.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, I can't really see her, and I got the earbuds in, so I don't really know, but I'm just not going to worry about it right now. I'll deal with that later.
I saw a really interesting article the other day.
Yeah, about what?
So it was oh, you're gonna love this. So at work, when I turn on my work computer, I have to use Internet Explorer for some really outdated things that our company still uses for some reason.
Okay.
So very very rarely I have to log into Internet Explorer, and so I never changed the homepage from like some news website that I'm forgetting the name of right now. It's fucking like MSR or some shit.
MSN?
I don't know. MSN, that's the one. I never changed it from MSN. And so there's always just like random articles up when I log in, and occasionally I'll like stop and read them, but most of the time I don't, because most of them aren't, even remotely worth looking at.
Right.
And but there was one the other day. There was one that made me do a little double take. And I had to stop and look at it, and I wish I'd stopped and screenshotted it, but I did not, because you're not even really gonna believe me when I tell you about this.
Okay.
So it was an article that was discussing how, and immediately this sounds absurd. It was talking about how Putin's potential secret children who live in America might be in trouble because of everything going on over there.
Yeah, I briefly heard someone talking about this, but this is someone who believes in conspiracies. So, I didn't do any further research, but I'm aware that this idea at least exists.
Yeah, so immediately I'm thrown off, because this is like not a conspiracy theory news website.
Right.
But what almost like trumped the confusion caused by the article itself was how they chose the thumbnail image they chose to use.
Okay.
They clearly wanted to find a way to represent these potential secret American children of Putin.
Okay.
But since they're...
I was going to say real quick, I was just going to take a guess. If it were me, I would have just put a picture of Putin and called it a day, but that's clearly not what they decided to go with.
No, they did something similar though. And for the record, that's what I would have gone with too. But they went with something a bit more creative, like a little bit outside of what you or I would think of. What they used to convince potential readers of these potential secret love children was they took a picture of Putin and did like a face app gender swap.
No,
Yes.
That's not
Yes.
real.
I know. I wish I'd taken a screenshot, because you wouldn't believe me.
Oh my God. That is
100%.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, it's so fucking absurd.
Oh my God.
It was so obviously like just not him, or it was so obviously it was him with just like some fucking like it was like fake glasses put on his face with like long girl hair and like a smoothed out complexion, but it was clearly still him.
Oh my gosh. That what kind of like remotely credible news source does that?
I know, dude, it was so absurd. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that's the world we're living in.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to take my word on that though. It was too absurd. I thought about taking a screenshot of it but by the time like I tried to go back, it was already gone.
Oh, I might just have to Google that.
I tried to find it again. I couldn't.
Oh, damn. That reminds me, the person that I was talking about that has all these conspiracies, he's one of the drivers for my company, and he doesn't really talk to me about them, but I've heard from one of the receivers at one of my accounts that he's always talking crazy conspiracies, and apparently he recently just used Google to search for something for the first time. And he quote unquote didn't care for it, so he won't be using that again.
Oh boy.
Because he couldn't find any articles on any of the topics he was searching for.
Probably because Google was filtering them out.
Yeah, so he's like, no, I'm gonna stick to what were they? DuckDuckGo, which I've actually heard of.
I know that one.
And Rumble.
I have not heard of that one.
I have not heard of that, and it may or may not be some dark web kind of shit. I don't know. Really not sure.
Oh boy. The things people believe in.
Yeah, for real. So that was great. I found a note this week, and I've had it for a couple months now. I've actually had it since Christmas specifically, because that's when I found out about this. But the note that I left in my phone, all it said was, "Everybody has a Lily," and
like your dog.
Yeah, like my dog, but I didn't put any other context with it. And so I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Everybody has a Lily. I was like, does everybody have some weirdo that they got to take care of? Like, I don't know. No, I remembered. So this is weird. Lily isn't like a super common name, but it's not like completely off the wall. But my sales team, there's 4 of us. There's myself, 2 sales reps, and our manager. I have a dog named Lily. 1 sales rep has a daughter named Lily. My boss has a daughter named Lily. And then the other sales rep has like a stepdaughter named Lily. And it's really freaking weird. Everybody's got a Lily. And now that makes sense again.
I don't have a Lily.
You don't, but apparently everybody else does.
Thanks for making me feel left out.
You could get a Lily.
You can get D's.
D's nuts. Oh man, my coworker Brian really wants to come on the podcast and talk about video games with you.
Oh yeah? That sounds fun.
Yeah, apparently. So we got to try and figure out a time when we can work that out. But yeah, he mentioned that.
It'll just be
he mentioned that
entire
today.
Episode of you not being able to contribute to a conversation.
yeah, exactly. It'll be like when we had Kanana on. I'll just start talking about throwing a baguette through Brian's window, and that'll be it. It'll work.
That'll shut him up.
Hell yeah. Shut Brian right up. What else did I have? I wanted. Oh, we got a new listen from a new country. Tokyo, Japan.
That's not a country, that's a city.
Well, we did get a listen in a new country, Japan. Japan is a country. Tokyo is not. The listen from the new country of Japan came from the city of Tokyo. So I thought that was cool.
Great.
Spreading to the other side of the world.
They're going to love how incorrectly you're pronouncing that.
I think I'm pronouncing it just fine.
No, you aren't.
I'm pronouncing it just fine according to English.
Well, it's not an English word, is it?
I mean, just because a word originates somewhere else, I mean, you can still sound like a jackass if you pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, but you don't sound like a jackass if you pronounce Tokyo correctly, because it's not that different.
Okay, how do you pronounce it, Mac?
Tokyo.
Yeah, it's Tokyo. That's fine.
No, there's no key. It's Tokyo.
Tomato. Tokyo.
I'm sorry.
Tokyo. Tokyo.
No.
It's all the same.
Tokyo gatsuki desu.
See, I feel like when you say it like that with like an accent, it almost sounds like you're unintentionally being racist.
Yeah?
Like, you know, we don't go around saying like German words or like saying like burrito with like a Spanish accent, because you'd look like a jackass.
Pretentious jackass and racist are very different things, Mike.
They are, but depending, it can come across a little racist. Not gonna lie. No, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying I have heard people pronounce things with an accent, and my initial thought is people don't pronounce things like that in this country because we don't have that accent. And
it's not an accent. It's pronouncing it correctly or incorrectly.
I mean, okay, that's fine. There's a video I gotta find you one day. God, it was really great. It was about.
You're not gonna make me feel bad for pronouncing things correctly, Mike.
Okay, that's fine. I won't make you feel bad about it. Oh, yeah.
Mike wa Nihonjin ga iya.
I don't know what you're saying.
They will.
Okay. All right. Oh, Mac, before I forget, I got to bring this up. Do you know I know you're not going to know what today is, but do you know what today is? Today marks a very significant day in you and I knowing each other. And do you know why?
It does?
It does. Something happened today, 3 years ago, April 19th of 2019. Do you know what that was?
I don't remember what happened yesterday, Mike.
I know. I don't either, but this is how my mind works. I can't remember what the hell I did yesterday afternoon, but I can tell you what happened 3 years ago to the day. So today is April 19th. April 19th of 2019 was a day that I walked into World Market, into the stock room, and you and Tom were standing there talking. And I had some news to tell Tom that he would be excited about this. And I'm not giving you shit about this because I understand why you didn't understand what I was saying. You don't like sports. This person was a person.
You really remember the exact day that I didn't know some random fucking band or a sports team? I don't even remember what it was anymore.
So to give clarity on April 19th of 2019, the date is relevant because that is the date that the Detroit Red Wings made the announcement that they had hired Steve Yzerman to come back and be the team's general manager. He played for the team for, I don't know, it's like 20 years, something like that. Oh, 22 maybe. Super famous, one of the greatest hockey players, probably top 25 of all time. He wore number 19, and they made the connection that, oh, hey, look, the team announced that they were bringing him back in the front office on the 19th day of April in 2019. So that date stuck out in my head. But I walked into the stock room. I saw Tom, who's a huge Red Wings fan, and I said, Tom, Stevie Y's coming home. And he instantly knew exactly what I was talking about. Mac, you did not. And I'm not gonna shit on you for not knowing. Your response was just very humorous. It was not, who is Stevie Y? It was, what's a Stevie Y? And Tom and I thought that was fucking hilarious. And that happened 3 years ago today. What's a Stevie Y?
Mike, I hate to burst your bubble.
Yeah.
But that was very much intentional.
I mean, that's fine, but you still didn't know who he was. And Tom would have still given you crap about it.
Well, you know what else?
What?
Tom's a dirty Aussie fuck.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So his opinion is very unimportant to me.
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, this isn't like super funny. It's just a weird thing that a company is trying to like do like a Kickstarter for, because we like talking about weird Kickstarters and internet scams and junk like that. I saw one for, what is it? It's they're like stock market trading cards, which is really weird. I don't really completely understand it, but I think it was like $100, and it said you got like 3 packs of cards and like one, I don't know, they called it like some sort of like bonus card or like special card or something. And the special one is an actual like real share of stock that you now own. The rest of it is 3 packs of trading cards for like $100.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like a 30 card set. And it was really weird. I didn't really understand it. Because maybe they said you got like, maybe it was like 12 cards. I don't know. Whatever it was, it didn't divide evenly by 3. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. This doesn't even make sense. And it's like, you could get one of these possible stocks. And it like listed all these companies. And it was like, you've got a 1 in 6 chance of getting, I don't know, some shitty company. Or it's like, you've got a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting a share of Amazon, or I don't know, something worth a lot of money. But it just seemed like a super scam, because basically all you're doing is buying a shitty share of stock for $100 and then getting these worthless trading cards that no one's gonna want.
But they'll go up in value over time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Way
Especially
up.
after that company's taken off.
Yeah. What's the weather been like by you? I know that's kind of boring, but we talk about it a lot. But we've been having some weird ass weather here.
It's been nice. It's been a bit chilly, but it's been nice.
It's definitely been chilly here, and yesterday it snowed.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, it warmed up a little bit today, but yeah, we for sure had snow yesterday on April 18th. We had snow, so apparently that's a thing.
It's just been chilly rain every now and then here. That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah, I hear ya. It's supposed to get up to almost 70 here on Thursday, so typical Michigan for you.
What a horrible place.
Oh, you had a captain's kitchen over the weekend.
I did, yeah.
I only popped in for like 2 seconds because it was Easter, and I was visiting with my dad. But what?
Can't believe you chose your dad over me.
I'm sorry. Daddy always wins.
Yeah, you should be. Didn't like that.
Nope, I didn't like that either. The second I said it, I immediately regretted that decision. Okay. No, but what did you end up cooking?
These.
Okay. Okay.
I made fudge.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did you make anything else?
Well, no, I made two. I tried to make 2 kinds of fudge. I made just your average everyday chocolate fudge, and then a raspberry swirl fudge.
Okay, so I turned it on. All I was looking at was you stirring a pot of raspberries.
Yeah, so that's where the raspberry puree came from.
Okay. Nice. How did it turn out?
The regular chocolate fudge turned out great. No complaints whatsoever. The raspberry puree fudge was not really perfect. The puree, I tried to like swirl it into the fudge, but it really didn't go much beyond the surface of it. And
okay.
the what?
I just said okay.
And the puree itself, like, was really struggling to like solidify even after freezing it overnight.
Okay.
So, in the future, I think I would try. I mean, it still tastes fine. It's just like if you leave it out too long, like the the puree returns to liquid form. So, you know, in an attempt in the future, I think I would try you know, I think I would try raspberry jam instead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably could have cooked it down more to thicken it up, and that might have worked.
I just went off what the recipe I read told me, and it did thicken up, but not really enough.
I gotcha. It sounds like you made a fudge that was very similar to that goo that I had to dig into.
I do not remember what you're referring to.
This was around Christmas time. The wife of an employee at one of my accounts made.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, made some fudge, and the lady that ran it was like, "It's really ugly. It didn't set up, but you got to try it." And I was like, "Ugh," and I had to like dig through the goo to pick a piece out, but totally worth it. Freaking killer good fudge. It was like eggnog flavored or something like that. I don't know. That might have been a different batch. Same dude brought in multiple batches of fudge, but one of them, they were all really good. One of them was gooey. All right, so Mac and the gooey fudge. Okay. What?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun time either way. So who cares?
Nice. Did you say it was a white chocolate raspberry, or am I just making that up?
You're making that up. It was raspberry swirl.
Okay. I guess maybe raspberry and white chocolate go together a lot, so maybe that's just why I went there.
See, I went with dark chocolate and raspberry because that goes together in my mind.
I mean, dark chocolate's fucking fantastic, but I mean, I don't discriminate. I like all the chocolate, even if it's white, which really isn't even chocolate, but it's still delicious.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't give a shit what it's called. It tastes good.
Right. The one I do give a shit about is that fucking Hershey Special Dark.
Because there's nothing special about it.
No. I mean, it tastes fine. It doesn't taste special in any way.
No.
Oh.
It's just less bad.
Yeah. Did you stock up on Easter candy?
I sure did.
Nice. What did you end up getting?
All kinds of shit. What the fuck kind of fucking question is that?
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear a rundown. What's your inventory like?
I don't know. I don't ever memorize. You know how much I buy?
Well, okay. How much? That's included. I'm curious. What quantity did you buy?
A lot.
That doesn't explain anything.
I bought various kinds of chocolate and assorted hard candies. I don't remember what I bought. I was in a frenzy. I desperately required candy. I just kept throwing it all in my cart and screaming, "I need candy! I need candy!" And they tried to throw me out of the store, but I bit an employee, so they had to call the police.
Oh, yikes. How did that work out for you?
Well, I got away before the police showed up, so it was all good.
Right, yeah. Slow response time and all. Ugh. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well, good. I'm glad to see you're stocked up on candy. I thought about that today because I saw Easter candy was like, I don't know, like 30% off somewhere. And I was like, that's not that great of a deal. It's already after Easter.
You know what I've noticed? Grocery stores have been getting cheaper and cheaper on their post-holiday deals. They aren't as good, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've been noticing it out there. And I know it's been talked about for like pretty much since like the beginning of the pandemic, but grocery prices have really, really gone up around here within the last, like, I'd say like 6 months. They've really shot up.
No, I mean the inflation shit is killing me here too. Every day I come home from grocery shopping, and I'm like, God, I wish I wasn't so poor.
Yeah, man. It's
very frustrating.
Between like the price of gas and the price of food, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a real poor boy right about now. It's not great.
Yeah. Oh, God, I mean, thankfully, like, I don't have to worry about like feeding an entire family with like fleshlings and stuff, because I don't know how the fuck you do that.
No, I have no fucking clue.
God. Yeah. And it's like random, like stupid shit too. Like lettuce is expensive. Like
lettuce be broke, more like.
Right. No, man, I bought like a 3-pack of romaine at the store the other day, and it was freaking $5. Really? $5 for lettuce? That's like throwaway trash food. That's like $1.
Yeah.
You should.
No, it's bad.
Yeah, if you're paying more than like $3 for lettuce, then you should just not be eating lettuce.
I mean, you shouldn't be eating lettuce in general, but
I mean, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like a salad. Give me a break. It wasn't like a real vegetable. I don't consider lettuce like a real vegetable.
I don't know. It's super frustrating because, like, when I started working for the company I work for, I was getting paid less than I am now, but I felt like I was making more than I am now, simply because of how fucked the cost of living is getting to be.
Right.
And like, it's so frustrating because like I'm seeing all of these places around town, like fast food joints with signs outside that their new starting wage is higher than the store I work at, and it's frustrating because I haven't heard any plans from them to increase our wages, even though every single week we're seeing stuff that we sell go up in price. I think I talked about this on the podcast before, but they really need to shape up and pay us more. Otherwise, like, people are going to, I mean, we're already struggling to keep people working there because they don't get paid enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems naive to believe that the inflation is just going to go away. So they need to do something about it.
Yeah, they probably won't though, but I hope for your sake they do, and I hope something happens to correct that for everyone, because it really fucking sucks.
It really fucking sucks.
Yeah, like we noticed, like at least like my sales team, like we've noticed, like sales have been down. Well, they've been up the last couple weeks because they're always up around Easter. It's one of our busier times, but no, like I'd say like, I don't know, middle of February, like right after Valentine's Day through like last week, we were all like struggling with sales. And I think gas has a lot to do with it. And it sucks for us too, because like we got to fucking drive around all day. And if we're not making sales, it sucks even more. But
just throwing away cash at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So, but things have kind of picked up. So we're kind of wondering if maybe we're going to see like a little bit of an uptick in sales just from like, if the price of gas goes up, maybe that means people stay home more and buy more bottles of wine to drink at home instead of going out to eat and going to a bar and going on vacation, because you're spending like $5 a gallon on gas. So who knows? We'll see what shakes out, but summer's a busier time for us, so it's going to pick up anyway. But yeah, it's been a weird couple months.
Yeah, it's got me reconsidering my options as well. I mean, I know I've said it before that I might start trying, but like now I've got an actual reason to. I've been thinking like once I get done with my current video, I might work on putting together a demo reel and trying to get a job as a video editor.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Actually, this is not something I was going to bring up on the podcast, but you kind of like unintentionally circled into something that I was just going to mention to you like off air, but I recently found out that someone that I am friends with on social media, who I haven't talked to in fucking forever, I think they work for like a game developing company.
Oh.
So, I mean, I haven't talked to this person in like years, but I mean, if you want, I could certainly pass along your info. I know you're into games, so I'm sure the company he works for would have something that falls into your wheelhouse.
I mean, sure, I'd be down. Probably not until I get said video reel or at a demo reel together, but
yeah, I mean, whenever, but it's out there. At least this person has connections, so who knows? Maybe we can hook you up.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be anything I'm able to like, 3 weeks from now I'm gonna be like, hey Mike, I got a new job as a video editor. Cause the main problem with like my resume right now is like I can show off a fancy demo reel, but I have next to no experience actually in the field, which doesn't look good for me.
Right.
Like, I can show them all the fancy editing in the world, but it doesn't show them that I, know how to work on an editing team or that I can actually edit quickly rather than just, spending weeks on this like 1 minute demo reel. Like they have no idea how fast I put it together or whatever. And they can't like call and get references or anything like that. And the best I have to show is like my own YouTube channel, which is like a difficult thing to show to potential employers. But it's like also the best example of like my ability to pump shit out. Cause for the longest time I did daily and then weekly videos and all this. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to find a job with my current resume. It's one of those things where like, I know I have the skills to do the work, but I don't have proof of that I have the skills to do the work.
Yeah. I mean, like apparently we're turning this portion of the podcast into help Mac further his career, but you could maybe, I know this isn't something that you typically would, put on like a professional resume, but you could probably, you did a lot of video in high school.
I did.
And you worked on teams and you I mean, normally I wouldn't put like a high school teacher as a reference on like a job application or a resume, but that is incredibly relevant to what you're doing. And I mean, if I were you, I'd throw one of your teachers on there.
It's not a bad idea. It's one of those things that, like, I don't think I'll put my high school work like on my resume because employers see that and they're like, oh, this person worked on a school news show in high school, but like our show was different from other school news shows. Like we had a lot more production value than you'd expect. And so it really did like add a lot to my experience. And it's one of those things that I can bring up once I actually have an interview, but I don't want to put it on my resume.
Yeah. I mean, you could maybe put it on your resume under like special skills or like at the end where it's like other information. If you want to add something extra just to catch their eye to maybe like ask you about it during an interview. Like, oh, it says here you did video in high school. Tell me about that. And then,
yeah,
I wouldn't list it as like an actual job, but I would find
right. No,
I would
not.
definitely find a way to work that in because that's a lot of work that you put in to not get credit for.
Right. Yeah. So that's my thought process on it right now. It's something that I am much more seriously considering looking to doing than I have before, but it's definitely not going to be like an overnight thing because I just don't have the best resume for it, even though I do have the skills for it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Finding a job sucks. I mean, just the process of like finding a job.
Yeah, and I am going to be looking at like stuff nearby, but I'm hoping to like try to find something that's like a work from home situation because that would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I know,
a lot of editing work can be done from home, so.
No, I get that. And I was just having this conversation. Our girl Crystal was in town Wednesday. I just saw her. Crystal and I and I guess you could call it a mutual friend. I've only met her a few times, but Crystal's friend Emily, the three of us grabbed dinner on Wednesday, and I don't know where I was going with this story, but God damn it. Fuck, I can't remember my fucking thought, but I can tell you
We're talking about resumes and working from home and
working from home. Cause Crystal was pissed that I think she's back into the office like it's either 5 days a week now or 3 days a week, and it's going to 5. I don't know. Or maybe it's 5 now and she wants to get a promotion that would reduce it to 3 or something. I don't completely remember. But we got into the topic of working from home because the other girl, Emily, also works from home. She works from home all the time, I think. God, I can't remember. There was a lot of talk. I don't remember everything. I said I don't think I could fucking do it. Like, I don't think I would get shit done if I worked from home.
Yeah, it's something I can see being a problem, but I think my own ability to stay on track with my own shit would, kind of sort that out on its own. Like, even if it would take some adjusting.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. Everyone works differently. Some people are cool with like just doing their own thing. And I mean, that's fine. Like, I fly solo when I work, but like I have to be out. I know that if I was at home, I'd be like, I want something to eat. Or like, you know what? I should throw in a load of laundry. And like 20 minutes go by and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry. I should make a snack. And then it's like the end of the day and I've only worked for like an hour. Whereas if I'm actually in an office, I reasonably have to work the majority of that time. Like maybe you dick around for an hour or two, but you're putting in a significantly larger amount of time, I would say. At least for someone like me.
I mean, it definitely depends on the person. I think I would be fine.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I'm also just going to give you a warning right now. We may just end the podcast when my tablet dies because I'm currently at 2%. So we'll see. Let's just keep going as long as we can. That's what she said.
Well, hopefully it won't fuck up the recording if it dies in the middle. Maybe we should end it early just to be safe.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on it. When it gets down to 1%, we can end it, and then it'll be saved. So,
okay. Well, yeah. So that's me. If anybody happens to know of somebody who's looking to hire a video editor, hit me up because I may be looking in the near future. But yeah.
Nice.
I just at this point it's kind of always been this thing where like I kept working my job in retail because it's like, I can make a living and I don't have to, work in video in the video world, which I've talked about before why I don't really want to. But now we're at a point where inflation's so bad that my job in retail isn't really supporting me the way it was before. And I've got this skill that could potentially be making me a lot more money that I'm just not using because I don't want to. So it's getting to that point where I'm like, you know, maybe I don't have to be poor all the time.
Yeah. So it's funny because I really wish I would have gotten a job similar to what I have now a long time ago. It's never something I thought I wanted to do. I never thought I wanted to be in sales. I always wanted to do marketing. That's what I got my bachelor's degree in. But, you know, marketing and sales are kind of like tied together.
Sure.
But I wanted to do more of like the creative, like advertising, you know, ad campaign kind of side of it, or maybe even like the research side. I did not want to do sales. I figured I did retail way too long. I don't want to sell shit anymore. But come to find out, I'm pretty decent at talking to people. I mean, as you can tell, we have a podcast and we just sit here and talk. Not everybody could sit here and just shoot the shit for an hour a week. So yeah, literally I just do my own like daily life. I just going somewhere, shoot the shit for a couple minutes. You know, you make relationships with people and you make some money out of it. Most days it doesn't feel like work unless I got like some actual physical labor I got to do. But other than that, it's just having some fun. It's walking in, talking to people. How you doing? Oh, hey, look, you got a guard dog at this liquor store. You know what? I got a pocket full of dog treats. Here you go. Boom, done. Make a sale out of that. It's actually kind of fun. I wish I wouldn't have waited as long to get into sales as I did.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I'm hoping for is for me to like sit there and almost regret not doing it sooner and like come to find out that like my job as a video editor isn't what I expected it to be. You know, maybe, you know, I base how I would feel about working as a professional video editor on my one-time internship that I really did not enjoy. And it's possible that I just had a really bad internship, and I kind of hope that's the case, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man. But, well, that's episode 65, so see you fuckers later.